20, Dallas Cowboys looking to completely revamp their secondary, taking Jamad McCoy, cornerback from Tennessee. This is the with the Green Bay Packers trade. So it took Caleb Downs at 12. 8 picks later, they take Jamad McCoy. Again, for some people, the number one cornerback didn't play last season, but put enough on tape in 2024 to be considered potentially the top cornerback in this draft. Dallas revamping their secondary. They need to do it. It's got to be. I think it's got to be a defensive pick. I think Dallas Cowboys fans are going to be completely happy with both of these picks if it happened, and also would be happy with back-to-back defensive picks within the first round. I say back-to-back, but you get where I'm coming from.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, a little bit surprised they haven't addressed edge, because that was an area they need to replace Parsons. They did it with the interior. So that's a slight.
Got Rashawn Gary, plays edge.
Yeah, I suppose they did address it there, didn't they? But equally, I've got no. As long as they go defensive with both their picks, then that's fine. 2 great picks as well. 2 fantastic, great value.
Yeah, be very annoying to be a Giants fan, I can imagine. 21.
Well, he's got up. He's so upset. He's run off.
21, Pittsburgh Steelers taking Vega Ioane, guard out of Penn State. Thankfully, in this article, it's just got his nickname rather than his whole name, but you guys made me say the other day. Fine with this. Fine with it.
You got to be happy with that, Fred.
Absolutely fine with it. Lovely. Good stuff. Just keep building that O-line for that eventual quarterback that we get. Wonder who that may be at this point. I wait with bated breath, Aaron Rodgers. I won't hold my breath, but bated breath.
I wouldn't hold it. You're going to be going forever if you're going to hold it.
Yeah, I'll be going blue. 22, Texas Tech, Los Angeles Chargers take Lee Hunter. Jesse Minter might be gone as defensive coordinator, but the principles of that defense still remain. 6'3", but plays bigger than his size. I do not know who Lee Hunter is. Andrew,
Adam's a big fan.
You are an outrage. How dare you say these things?
Go ahead. Tell me why this is a great pick.
I think Lee Hunter has got. He does play bigger than his size. He is right. I think he's got everything that you need to play as defensive tackle. It makes sense given the team, and like you said about the Ravens and the way that coaching tree goes. It's always D-line, O-line. I think that he will do really well there. I think that first round is a bit of a reach, I have to say. However, I would come out and say they've brought in Dalvin Tomlinson to play on the D-line as well. But I think it's just what they do, isn't it? They just keep on going O-line, D-line and doing as well as you want. A lot of the top O-line guys have gone. But I would be happy with, if I was a Chargers fan, I'd be happy taking Hunter. I would probably feel that I may have reached a little bit for him though, because
you've still got Caleb McDonald and you still got Caleb Banks still on.
Yeah, I can understand why you would go for Hunter over them. Banks obviously has had the injury problems. McDonald's not bad. He's a good one. I'd probably have him reasonably close though, so I can kind of understand it, but it just feels a little high. But I think he's a very, very good D-line guy that'll do well for him.
Philadelphia Eagles at 23 take Akeem Mesidor, edge, Miami. The Eagles are going to draft an O-lineman or a defensive lineman. That's just what they do, right? We've just said it about the Chargers. This is what they do, isn't it, as well? Apart from, people keep going on about they need more cornerbacks. I keep hearing that, according to NFL analysts. I'm like, really?
I think the issue is that they're going to have to pay them all at the same time, aren't they? They had a really good run of drafting people. And you're going to have to pay Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter. Then they're going to have to pay.
They've paid Jordan Davis already. Sorry,
DeJean and Mitchell were both in the same year, weren't they?
Yeah. So whether you can afford all of them is going to be the case. So I think with this pick, it's where do we need to replace for the future with them? Where are we not going to be able to afford? And they've just not been able to afford Jalen Phillips. So maybe that's why he's gone down here. But you can equally make the same argument with corner that they might have to let one of them go.
But they could hold and wait for corner in the second round, or maybe even go next year. Could feel like they could go next year and sit confident with it. I think Akeem Mesdor feels a need right now. They've been, though they were tremendous on defense, they are tremendous on defense for the most part. They have lost that talent, that Super Bowl winning talent. A lot of that's gone, and they do need to get a bit younger there. And like you said, it is getting expensive. So it's what the Eagles do. They draft O-line and D-line.
Mezzador is ready to go now as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
So he's like,
Yeah.
you know, and he's a little bit older, but he's ready to go now. So it makes sense for a team that's competing.
Omar Cooper at 24 will go into the Cleveland Browns from Indiana, wide receiver. Again, I think we said about this with David. Really, is only 3 wide receivers should go in the first round. Everything else is a reach, but it wouldn't be unlike the Cleveland Browns to reach. And we said it last week, and we've said it today. Their 2 first-round picks need to be O-line and wide receiver. Both your opinions, it should be wide receiver at that other pick and O-lineman here at 24. They still get a pretty good wide receiver, though, here at 24 in this draft.
Well, it's kind of worked because he hasn't taken wide receiver anywhere else. So it's like it's sort of worked.
Jordan Tyson's still on the board as
It
well.
sort of worked in that. Yeah, I was going to say they haven't taken Jordan Tyson, though. So it kind of feels like the position isn't necessarily the wrong one. I think it's the wrong guy, personally.
Yeah, we could ask the question. We've seen 2 now. So would you rather have Carnell Tate and like a Caleb Lomu, or would you rather have Monroe Freeling and Omar Cooper Jr.? Which one is there more value in? And I think it's the first one. Yeah, and that's why you do it the other way around.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I can see. I think, like we've said in both drafts, they're right positions, but just which way around would you rather it? And I think you're both right that I would prefer to go wide receiver, O-line, rather than vice versa. Speaking of Jordan Tyson, goes to Chicago Bears at 25, Arizona State wide receiver. After DJ Moore goes, joins a room of now I've got to pull names out. My
Roma Dunze and
Roma Dunze and
Luther Burden.
Luther Burden, and then Colston Loveland, who would be used in that as well, won't he?
I don't particularly like this one, to be honest with you.
No, their problem was defense, wasn't it? That was their problem last year. That's what didn't get them to all the way to the final. Not their offense. And DJ Moore was used sparingly, so it's not as if they've lost their number 1 guy. Burden and Adunze were ready to step in and take that one spot. So defense for me is where they should have gone on this. I probably would have gone front 7 as well. I think the value's still there.
Feels like it would be a very young wide receiver core as well, if you were to do that. Like it doesn't.
Rome's 2 years, Burden's 1 year, then you get Tyson as a rookie.
Yeah. It seems like.
Well, we have said that there is a fair few still veteran wide receivers left out there in free agency that would, Keenan Allen would slot in.
Be perfect. Yeah.
And let's face it, would be in the long term considerably cheaper, probably. Year contract, not much money. Whereas it's like Tyson to 4, and you've got to pay that money, I suppose. Which I know it's not loads of money at this pick.
Also, are they not kind of competing now?
I agree. Yeah, they are.
So I mean, it just. I don't know. I think a defensive guy would make sense. Like we were saying, them a couple of D-line guys that are still out there would have made a lot more sense, I think, than this one.
They have lost Jaquan Brisker, so and then Dylan Finneman has gone at the safety for Oregon, has gone to Buffalo at 26. I think safety even makes more sense than.
Well, they brought in Kobe Bryant, didn't they, from the Seahawks, and Cam Lewis, didn't they? So they've addressed the safety in free agency, haven't they?
Did Finneman go into Buffalo? I think that's fine by me.
I thought it was O-line, D-line for them. To be fair, brutally honest with me, for the Bills.
Yeah, I mean, again with the D-line guys, I'm a little surprised that they haven't gone for a D-line guy.
Well, we've kind of said that they brought in CJ Gardner-Johnson, didn't they?
Yeah.
I think we said with this team that it's championship, Super Bowl or nothing this year. We're bringing in more and making the changes. So I don't think safety makes you a Super Bowl contender. I think, getting pressure on quarterbacks and protecting your own quarterback gets you to Super Bowls.
I've never actually seen him mocked anywhere other than the Vikings.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, no, that is. He always tends to be mocked to the Vikings, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Who are the Vikings? Wait, who do we have Vikings taking? I can't remember now. They've not come up yet, have they? Oh no,
Yeah.
they did.
Yeah.
Pete Woods. Yeah, Pete Woods. Apologies. Yeah, sorry about that. Right, who's next? San Francisco 49ers, Caleb Lomu, offensive tackle from Utah at 27. I mean, Trent Williams could go. That is a legit thing. Need to replace him. Can Lomu be that guy? He says here, Lomu's a really good player, and these Utah offensive linemen are ready to play at the next level.
I think even if he's not that guy, even if he's not that guy, it would be beneficial if Williams does stay for him to learn for a year behind him and then sort of like operate in that way. So it wouldn't be the worst idea in the world. Kind of, I don't know. I feel like the secondary needs a bit of help, I would argue, but not quite sure who you would bring in at this point for the
Again,
secondary.
I think they've shown over the years that injuries on defense, they can sort that defense out. So I think when you're Christian McCaffrey, Brock Purdy led, O-line is the right way to go. You need to do that. And Caleb Lomu is a left tackle as well. So I like this pick.
28, Max Iheanacho, the offensive tackle from Arizona State, going to Houston. I mean, you could still go wide receiver here. I think with Houston.
No. No, you said this last week.
You two both nibbled. Come on, behave yourselves. Come on, put your big boy pants on, behave yourselves. Think about what I'm saying. Obviously, I wasn't going to make the same mistake twice, was I? So yeah, Max Iheanacho. It makes sense. Pick, get the O-line right, keep CJ Stroud fit, keep him standing upright. They've got the defense to go all the way. It's just getting that offensive unit right now.
He should be. I think he's going to need time. That's the one thing that we always said about him. I think he's going to need time. He hasn't played that much, but he is an absolute monster
to play right tackle. So I think Ursary at left tackle is good. So I think he has got time to learn there, and I think that's a fantastic pick for them for the future as well. I really like that pick.
Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, safety from Toledo, going to the Kansas City Chiefs, formerly of the Rams, pick 29 here. Really like McNeil-Warren's game, and I think he could be a great talent injection for that Chiefs secondary. Kansas City also needs some young and talented players who come cheap. So they take Mansour Delane at 9. They then take Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. Again, a little bit like the Cowboys, doing that double dip on the secondary. Makes sense. Completely makes sense. I mean, we saw what Tyrann Mathieu did in this defense and also, I mean, oh gosh, I can't even remember his name, the safety they did have. I've even interviewed him. Oh, and he's gone somewhere. His name's escaped me. It doesn't matter. I won't remember it.
Cook?
Yeah. What?
Was it Cook?
Cook, yeah, Ryan Cook. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, both Mathieu and Cook played incredibly in the safety position for this Chiefs defense under Steve Spagnuolo. So he knows how to get the best out of them. It's actually a pretty ideal situation for McNeil-Warren, isn't it, really?
I think there's a lot of people think that he's going to be the new Eman Wari sort of thing as well. So I mean, it wouldn't be the worst idea to get someone like that in. So yeah, it is very much about the defense, I think, isn't it, for the Chiefs this year, and that's what they need to focus on. So yeah, I think they're both pretty decent picks for them.
Number 30, Denver Broncos take Casey Concepcion, wide receiver from Texas A&M. Says there, Broncos are able to retain key linebackers in free agency. So Georgia's CJ Allen probably isn't an option here, they say. Would you disagree or agree?
This is prior to the Waddle
This
trade.
was prior to the Waddle trade.
Yeah.
Yes, you're very right.
So he's bang on with what he's saying, isn't he? Because they've gone out and done that, but they've done it with Waddle rather than Conception, haven't they? So this would have been perfect in that world, but obviously no longer is going to be that pick.
Concepcion, do you think someone might take him in the first round? I've seen him.
Yeah,
I've seen him in first round in mocks, and I've seen him going definitely in second. When I've seen like the 1-2 round mocks by some people, I've seen him going in that first to second round. Andrew, you said definitely first.
I think he's back end of the first. If not, it'll be very, very early second. You know, if the Giants go Sonny Styles and he drops to the second, he won't get past the Giants in the second round if that's the case.
New England Patriots on the clock at 31, taking Cassius Howe, Texas A&M edge. I mean, yeah, I think most mocks I'm seeing is Patriots taking an edge rusher. It feels like that's inevitable. I mean, and again, a really good player out of A&M who's going here. So I've seen him mocked at this range very consistently.
Yeah, he does seem to be around the back of the first, doesn't he? I think that he's a solid edge rusher. I think a lot of these edge rushers are kind of all much of a muchness, to be honest, once you're sort of towards this point. So he wouldn't be a bad one to go for. Don't have a problem with him going edge. I think that it's something they can go for and build up on that defense. It kind of makes sense, doesn't it, with Vrabel in charge, that he would want that as well. So yeah, not a bad pick.
Much of a muchness, but TJ Parker going to Seattle at 32. I thought you were both pretty high on the Clemson.
That's this one up here.
Would you have, if in your ideal world, would you have this the other way around then, Andrew?
I think TJ Parker is.
No, sorry, that's not true. In your ideal world, TJ Parker would be about pick 10 or something. No?
I mean, yeah, I've got him down. Well, I had him down as my edge. I've got him edge 3 or 4, not including Reese as an edge at the time. So I think he's one of, as we were saying with Woods. I think he's being punished for the fact that Clemson didn't live up to the heights they were supposed to. But talent is there for me. I'm really excited for Parker wherever he goes. I think he's going to be a standout performer. So I'm not sure. Did the Seahawks need to go? I thought cornerback would be more of a concern for them.
Yeah,
they got rid of Maffei though, didn't they?
Yeah, I suppose they have got rid of Boy Maffei.
But he wasn't like every down starter for them, was he?
No, I get that, but I just wonder whether there's an element of wanting to just keep the depth there. And
sure,
this isn't me saying something, Stu, because I admittedly have had absolutely no sleep and have been very early for work. Could you tease a wide receiver here? I know you've got JSN. I know that. I'm not that sleep deprived and dumb. But it is sort of him and who, you know?
Well, they brought back Shaheed and Cooper Kupp will still be there. I thought Torrey Horton played well when he came on.
He's a bit Shaheed-like though, isn't he?
Haven't they also managed to secure Jake Bobo back? I know, obviously he's not lighting up the world, but depth seems to be there if they need to rest anyone. If you start in Shaheed, JSN, and Cooper Kupp.
I'm just thinking you could take your Cooper Kupp replacement here.
Who would you have though? Trying to think, who's left?
Wide receiver wise,
yeah.
You probably look at
they clearly don't. Yeah, but they clearly don't want that, do they? They got rid of DK Metcalf.
He's not a slot guy. Your next slot guy is maybe Jeremy Bernard or probably Bernard. Or Zachariah Branch is probably the next slot guys. I think first round is a reach for those.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's the end of the Joel Klatt mock draft. Overall thoughts, feelings, mixed emotions. Still sitting on with not the right positions. Do agree with most of these players should go in the first round. Disagree.
Yeah, I think the names wise, I think they're all like what we're saying is the first round, as Adam stated early into it. Maybe position and selection isn't quite there with this one.
Yeah, I'm not overly fussed on I think certainly the top 10. I think that, obviously the very top is fine, but I think the top 10, it feels a little bit like not sure. I don't think he's quite got it right. But then if this is what he believes rather than what he thinks is going to happen, kind of thing, then I suppose you can't really criticize him for that. It's what he thinks.
I suppose the difference is with that, though. Usually, everyone knows I'm a huge fan of Joel Klatt, but usually his argument, and when you listen to it, I'll try and convince Adam that he's made the right decision. I'm going, no, Adam, this is what they should do. This is correct. And I feel like this year I'm not. So
No.
yeah,
it's not just like the written word thing. And if you heard it audio wise and heard his side of the story, you'd be like, actually, I'm bought in. Even when he's done that, you've gone, don't really agree with you there, Joel.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I think maybe it's just is it just the fact that it is just a bit of a bang average draft?
Well,
quality-wise, is that maybe a little bit of why?
I think it's difficult to say it's a bang average draft. I get what you mean, but I suppose it's more the positions, isn't it? It's more, the O-line feels like it's strong. The edge rusher feels like it's strong. The wide receiver, the running backs, the quarterbacks, where are they? Kind of thing. Apart from the top guys, where are they? And it just kind of makes you feel like especially doing the draft show and stuff like that. When you go through these players and you look at sort of like top 10s of guys, it just kind of feels a little bit like, yeah, that guy shouldn't be a round one player. There's no way that guy should be. I would come out and say that at the end, what he's done there, Casey Concepcion, it's a reach that he's in the first round. I think the edge rushers I'm not so bad with, but I'd come out and say Ian Atchell probably shouldn't really be a first round player. Who else have we got that's been on there? I mean, Omar Cooper. We were saying that we only felt like it was only 3 wide receivers because it just wasn't there. Lee Hunter, shouldn't be a first round pick in my opinion. Blake Miller, I know Andrew was saying he doesn't feel like he's necessarily first round. Ty Simpson. There's a few guys here where it's just a little bit like they're not really first round picks.
I suppose this is what you get.
There isn't anyone else to bring in. That's the point.
You get with Klatt. Once the blue chip players have gone, you are getting someone that has analysed these players to better than any of the other guys that we're probably going to look at, because every week in, week out, he's at the games watching them. So you're probably getting difference of opinion here, because he's like, I've watched this guy. I don't need to watch the tape. I've seen it in person. And he's saying, I think they're better. So there is a chance, because the talent isn't there, that these are the right players.
But it's not me necessarily saying that he's wrong. It's more me saying they're not first round quality, but they're in the first round because there isn't anything else. And that I suppose is where you can come out and say that it is a bit of an average year.
Yeah. You could question sort of, well, what's he's, for him, he's so learned and such a student of college football. What's he seeing that I'm not? And it might make you both of you go back. As I know, Andrew, you probably have already, but Adam, you have to see that, go back and look at some of these players and go, well, actually looking at it from him, but I don't know, maybe listening to it with audio may change your opinion, Adam, on some of these. If you like, I don't know, maybe go and give it a go.